In this video, I'm gonna tell you about the most intriguing and awful heist in the history of FBI. You can call it a robbery or hijacking, but it's a mystery case that the most powerful and resourceful agency of the world, FBI, has not yet been able to solve. To know what this case and how the incident took place, let's jump right into it. Friends, it was the afternoon of 24th of November 1971. America was celebrating the Thanksgiving Day. A nondescript man who was around 40 years of age, wearing a black suit and carrying a briefcase, reached to the Portland International Airport of Oregon, USA. He headed straight to the flight booking counters and approached Northwest Oriental Airlines flight counter. He introduced himself as Dan Cooper and purchased a one-way ticket on cash for flight number 305 bound for Seattle, Washington. His available appearance description was that his height was 5.8 feet. And he was wearing a white shirt, black suit, black tie, and a raincoat. He was also wearing black glasses. He got his boarding pass, boarded the plane, and got seated on the seat number 18C. He ordered a drink, bourbon and soda, and relaxed while the flight was waiting to take off. The flight duration was about 30 minutes and took off on 20:50 p.m. As soon as the plane was in the air, Dan called the stewardess Florence Schaffner and handed over a note to her. She thought that he might have written his number on the note, therefore put it in her bag without reading it. He stopped Florence and asked her that she must read the note right then, because he had a bomb in his briefcase. The stewardess was stunned and petrified to hear this. She took off the note and opened it. The note read as, "I have a bomb. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit next to me. You are being hijacked." Florence got into an ocean of fear and shock. She was lost for a while until she came into her senses. Friends, in those days the security measures and checking at airports were not so strict, and in case of domestic flights they were equal to nothing. Dan advantaged himself from this situation and entered the airport and then the plane without any hurdle. He asked the stewardess to sit on the vacant seat beside him. Cooper opened the briefcase, which contained 8 red cylinders connected to each other with wires. He showed a glimpse of it open to Florence so that she could be sure that he was not lying or making fun. After having paved the ground, he went ahead with his demands. He demanded $200,000 in 20 bills and 4 parachutes by 5 p.m. that day. He also demanded a fuel refill to the aircraft after it was landed. He further threatened that if demands were not accepted, he would blast the bomb for sure. He asked Florence to convey his demands and threats to the pilots and to the relevant authorities. Florence did exactly what he required and conveyed the demands to pilot William Scott, who transmitted them to local authorities on the ground. Authorities decided not to take any risk and accepted all demands of the hijacker. The decision was announced to employees and workers of Seattle Airport, and same was conveyed to the pilots of the plane. The plane landed in Seattle Airport and kept landed there for almost more than 2 hours. The Seattle police exchanged the money and parachutes with all 36 passengers on board. The crew members, however, were not allowed by Cooper to leave the plane. Afterwards, he directed the pilot to take off and set a course to Mexico City, but keep the plane below 10,000 feet. After a short time of takeoff, Cooper did the incredible. He wore his glasses, took the money, wore the parachute, and jumped from the rear door of the plane. Plane and crew landed safely, but Cooper had disappeared into the nights, and his ultimate fate remains a mystery to this day. The incident left not only the USA, but the entire world in deep shock. The FBI learned of the crime in flight and immediately opened an extensive investigation that lasted for many years. Calling the investigation NORJAC for Northwest Hijacking, FBI found the necktie of Cooper, which he had taken off while jumping off the plane. The necktie led the FBI to find the DNA sample of Cooper. This was surely a minor success in the progress of the case, but much work was needed to be done to solve the case. The plane was searched several times, but nothing else could be found and determined. The serial numbers of the ransom dollar bills were dispersed throughout the country, so that if Cooper spends any money, he may be traced. FBI interviewed hundreds of people, tracked leads across the nation, and scoured the aircraft for evidence. By the 5-year anniversary of hijacking, they considered more than 800 suspects and eliminated all but 2,000 from consideration. Meanwhile, FBI and several American newspapers received these letters. In some of the letters, the writer claimed to be Dan Cooper, while in others the writer claimed to be Cooper's brother. but never could the writer of these letters be detected that would lead to the solution of the crime. After doing all it could, FBI failed to find any clues that should point to solve the case until after 9 years, a kid found a rotten packet containing money on Tina Bar Beach. $5,800 in the packet matched serial number of the dollar bills given to Cooper. FBI assumed that perhaps Cooper could not survive his jump from the aircraft. After all, the parachute he used couldn't be steered, his clothing and footwear were unsuitable for a rough landing, and he had jumped into a wooden area at night. But it was just a theory. Friends, now almost 48 years have passed to this incident, but no one knows who was Dan Cooper and where and how he disappeared. The daring hijack and disappearance remain an intriguing mystery even today. Friends, if you liked the video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell button so that I can reach you with more interesting videos. Thank you very much.